Yo, what's going on, guys? Frankietrades here, bringing you another new live weekly watch list. Lots of things going on this week, lots of good setups that I'm happy to provide for you guys. So let's go ahead and dive deep into it. But before I do, don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the YouTube channel, guys. Like I said, let's keep growing this community together. Let's try to keep upgrading the quality of these videos and what we can provide for everybody in the trading community. So without much more being said, let's go ahead and dive deep into it. So first things first, you guys know I like to dive deep into my indexes. If you go to the 4-hour, you can see that we have been falling pretty drastically on ES for the past week. That 4-hour trend line that I talked about last week definitely started to hit on the market. So with that being said, we do have more downside with this. ES has been following this trend line. I forgot to extend this on my chart. It has been following it respectively. It's starting to get a little extended, not extended, but definitely too steep to the point where ES may be a little too far for this to keep respecting, but we'll keep it on the chart just for the meantime. But first area I'm watching is 4450, and then after that I am watching 4400 on ES. So that is pretty much it on ES. As far as NQ goes, we actually were able to finally get below 15,100, which is one of the areas I talked about last week on the watch list. So now that we're below 15,100, first area next that I'm looking at is 15,000, and then after that is 14,964, roughly around that area. The thing with NQ is if we're able to close below 15,000 and get below that low at 14,960 or roughly around that area, we're definitely going to start seeing some new lows in the whole market overall. Granted, some of the stocks that we were playing are already coming down to the downside, but we can see more downside coming this week if we get to those levels and if NQ in the market overall is weak. So without further being said, let's go ahead and dive deep into the watch list. First things first is Amazon. The only problem with Amazon here, guys, is if you put this on the 1 hour, you can see that this is actually in a consolidation right now. It's kind of stuck between 140 and this 137 area. 137 is a double bottom. Going to be looking deep into this. The only problem with Amazon that I'm going to get into is that it is holding up well against the market despite the market falling and making new lows. So my plan with Amazon is just kind of have it on the side. It is a main watch list because I really do like the setup. I am a fan of flat bottoms or double bottoms, double tops, whatever the case may be. Those are my favorite kinds of setups, and seeing this, I do like it. The only problem is Amazon is holding up its own strength. So the only way I really do trade this if the market happens to push up or bounce in the morning and Amazon tends to be weak and not really following it and kind of just sitting still. And then once market opens, the market's strong and it's moving up to the upside and Amazon's actually falling, then that's one way I can play this, and that'll really benefit me in case NQ NQ is what I watch with Amazon. In case NQ decides to reverse, it'll complement Amazon coming down. So that is my plan with Amazon. Next up is Netflix. Netflix is the main setup. It is $10 away, but I still really do like this towards the downside. Only problem is, of course, we are $10 away. That's the only downside on this, but we do have another flat bottom on this at 411.50 or around that 412 area. I'm looking to take this into 410. If we get that set up, it should be a really clean scalp on Netflix, honestly. A lot of the setups we've been catching on Netflix recently are at the open or a little around that first 5 to 10 minutes of market open, which are usually my favorite plays to take in general as a scalp trader, just because that's where you get the most volume and follow through on most of the setups. So, and you'll be able to see another live trade I took this week. You guys saw in the video last Thursday or this previous Thursday, and saw how quick those trades are, and that's kind of how the market's been right now. Now that the market's kind of choosing direction. So, but yeah, Netflix 411.50 is what I'm gonna have my eyes on. Flat bottom right there. Next up is Nvidia. So Nvidia obviously announced a new chip this week, and the market didn't take it well. It was already on a downturn spiral, and then on top of that, it just started to fall down another spiral all on its own. You can see from, from this current week, it went from a high of 445 all the way to 405. That's a $40 drop within 3 days, guys. So I would suggest having this on your watch list. First area I'm looking at on Nvidia is 405, and then after that is 400. We haven't touched 400 or tested it in a while, actually, since we broke it pre-market or even after hours. It looks like we broke it pre-market. We broke it pre-market, but we haven't actually tested it during market hours ever since, let's see, what day is this? June 13th. And the closest we got to breaking it again was this day, which was June 26th. So kind of like a month now, almost a month and a half that it's been since we've been at this 400 area. So it's going to be a key thing to look at 405 and 400 and see how NVIDIA is reacting to those levels, and see if buyers are actually there to step up and buy this stock back up, and see if the whole AI chip and everything is overhyped, or if NVIDIA is actually weak and none of this news really matters anymore. So, and the hype is kind of dying down. So that being said, I am watching 405 and 400 on NVIDIA main setups because it is really weak. Last but not least is Tesla. So Tesla has a, let me see, that's gonna mess up right there. Tesla has a yearly gap here. You can see where it starts on my chart. Starts all the way back from June 8th, and you can see we have around $3 left on the gap. We've been filling the gap slowly, but with that being said, I am still looking for more on this on the downside. The only problem, you guys already see it on my chart, is that 4-hour trend line that I have marked. That we actually bounced almost perfect on Friday. We were able to catch a 50% and a 20% trade on Tesla Friday, which is pretty sick. I unfortunately ended up selling break even actually on the first Tesla play. That 50% won because I was looking for the 240 break and ended up bouncing. So my stop loss was pretty much break even. So did a little bit of review and journaling on that and what I could do better in scaling out wise. Even though with how big of a trade and how smooth it was, going to be looking at fixing those kinds of mistakes. But I will be looking at 238, perfect rejection off of there, and then looking at 235.23, which is the end of the gap. So Tesla has been kind of following the market, and it's been doing kind of its own weakness. So going to be keeping a close eye and seeing how this reacts. So as far as the side watch goes, with any side setups, shops one, we had this in the last watch list. We have a yearly gap starting at 54, and then it ends at 48. If I put it on here, you guys can see we are pretty close to that 54 level. My whole play was with shop, just because it is a really tricky stock to play. I'm just gonna wait for this to develop somewhere around 54 or inside the gap if it starts filling it, and seeing where I could potentially take a trade on this. So that is my play with shop. Next up is Meta. Now Meta, I did want to make a main watch list, but it is a little too close to the area that I like, so this could break on Monday tomorrow, but we'll have to see. We can see if you put this on 30-minute, actually, we actually have a double bottom here from during market hours and then after market hours. You can see we have a flat bottom at around 340. So I'll be looking to take 340 into 300, or just take 300 all its own, whatever's safer and whatever Meta is doing in the pre-market hour session. So that is Meta for you guys. And last but not least is BA. I have noticed, you guys know I love setups on BA, guys. When this thing is really just kind of consolidating or setting up somewhere, BA is really the stock to catch. I really do love this stock. I talk about this stock too much just because the contracts go crazy on it. The premium flips are insane. I like the momentum that there's always on this, the momentum, the follow through. A lot of things I just like about BA. But you can see that on the 4-hour, we haven't been able to close above 240 at all. So the thing I'm looking at on this and why it's a side watch, it makes it a little risky if you're not able to read price action pretty well. I'm looking for a push above 242 as an entry and seeing, kind of judging the momentum off of that into that high at 243.10. Then after that, we have a gap on the daily that starts from 245.08 and then ends at 248.25. So a few things to look at on BA. Like I said, it's a really tricky stock, but it is still close enough for me to put as a side watch, but not enough for me to put on my main watches because it is a trickier stock to play and it's a trickier setup. Sorry. But yeah, we got a pretty loaded watch list, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to leave a like and share this video with your trading friends so they could see what's up and what's hot during this week in the, at least the NASDAQ market for the most part, and if they trade options. So that being said, don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the YouTube channel, and turn on that bell notification so you guys get more future daily updates like this. So with that being said, hope you guys enjoy your weekend. It's Sunday, and yeah, going into the week strong and don't mess it up. So that being said, peace out, guys.